Hello, I'm Billy Gross, a senior planner with the City of South San Francisco. Since 2019, the city has been working on Shape SSF, an update to our general plan. The general plan is the city's blueprint to guide policy and development over the next 20 years. It has an impact on every aspect of our community, including safety, parks, transportation, and housing. The general plan team has gathered community feedback at each step of the planning process. We're at that point again as we transition into the policies phase. To begin the next round of community conversations, we have developed policy frameworks which highlight key potential outcomes, performance metrics, and guiding policies on topics such as sustainability, health and environmental justice, mobility, and safety. Now, we want to hear your feedback to these frameworks. In order to provide context and to explain why these topics matter for South San Francisco, our team of expert consultants have created primer videos alongside some of the frameworks. We hope you find these videos helpful, and we thank you for participating. Please don't forget to provide your comments on the policy frameworks by Friday, April 16th.
Transportation is one of the topics in the general plan. We encounter transportation decisions every time we leave our house. We decide what mode to use, biking, driving, transit, or others, and what route to use. The transportation system also influences bigger decisions, such as whether we want to buy another car or an electric bike, and whether we need to move to be closer to our job or to a transit station. When we plan for South City's transportation needs, we think about land use patterns that make commute trips, grocery runs, and daycare drop-offs shorter or longer. We think about the design of the travel network, including roads, sidewalks, paths, and railways. We also think about the options for storing our vehicles at the beginning and end of a trip. And finally, we think about transportation services and programs. Free shuttles, bike sharing, should we pay for parking, Uber, Lyft, ride hailing, to name a few. Transportation policy choices are key to achieving so many of the quality of life outcomes that matter to South City residents. Currently, 90% of all South City trips are driving trips. The existing auto-centric transportation system is a decidedly unsustainable model, generating pollution at unhealthy levels and greenhouse gas emissions that exacerbate climate change. The system is not only a climate risk, but relies on an infrastructure network that was built for a different era when the population of not only South City, but the entire Bay Area region was smaller and life was lived closer to home. Today's reality is one of Trans-Bay commutes. Here you can see that a large portion of South City residents work in other counties. Today's reality is also one of regional entertainment venues and cross-county goods and service delivery. Freeways are built out to capacity and even still are bursting at the seams with traffic. And the Bay Area's population is expected to grow by another 1.5 million people in the next few decades. From a simple geometric perspective, less space-intensive forms of travel will be required to keep the region moving. Caltrain's plan to expand frequency is one example of space-efficient plans in action. Their new plan would increase capacity and provide the equivalent of 5.5 freeway lanes of capacity over their current 4 lanes of capacity. Health and safety are also inextricably linked to the transportation system. Road collisions are the leading cause of death in the US for people aged 1 to 54, and more than half of all road traffic deaths occur among vulnerable road users, pedestrians, bicyclists, and motorcyclists. Designing safer roads is primarily an exercise in trade-offs. It requires reducing vehicle speeds on local streets and allotting more time at intersections for pedestrians and less for vehicle throughput. It also means relinquishing valuable road space to vulnerable users in the form of designated bicycle lanes and wider sidewalks and crosswalks. Finally, transportation policy offers an opportunity to deliver mobility solutions in a more equitable manner. Transportation is the second largest cost for many households, and the cost largely depends on the location of your home in relation to your job and high quality transit options. Because housing is costly in San Mateo County, it is often the case that the households that can least afford it are making the longest, most expensive commutes. Here you can see that in San Mateo County, the lowest income earners are driving the farthest into San Mateo and not already living in San Mateo. This points towards a better jobs housing balance as an equitable long-term transportation outcome. We also can make decisions that benefit low-income communities in the near term. This includes implementing policies such as means-based user fees and transit reliability measures.
And finally, we welcome you to come and join us at our series of upcoming policy meetings for the general plan update. We start on March 15th and run through March 31st. We'd love to see you there. Thank you very much and have a nice afternoon.